This video is to help you remember some of the things you need to know for the IC3 Spark test you will be taking in about 2 weeks. One of the things you need to know is what each one of these connect. You have VGA cables, RCA, or USB inputs or cables. So the VGA is a connector that looks like this, and it's usually used for monitors or some kind of video. RCA, but generally on the computer, this is going to be a sound input. And of course, you're familiar with a USB. You use it to connect your flash drives. You can use it to connect a keyboard. You can use it to connect a mouse and various different peripherals for the computer. Peripherals are anything you connect to the computer. You have file compression. Compression just means to take one file and make it smaller. It would be similar to a zip, if you're familiar with what a zip drive or a zip does. When you zip a file, you make it smaller so it's easier to send, so it's easier to store. CPU is the brain of the computer. It does basic calculations. It does basic processes. It's what swaps off. Random access memory, RAM, is the thing that drives you nuts. This is if you forget to save your file, you've typed it in, it looks good, you don't hit save, and then you turn the computer, and then you come back and your files and everything you've done is gone. That's because you work in random access memory until you save. Once you save it, it can go on the hard drive or on whatever format you're saving it on. The other thing to know about is licenses. Licenses say how you can use whatever program it is. You have various licenses. The two that you will most likely deal with in your lifetime is a home license, which means you can use it at your home computer. It's generally one license. Sometimes you'll find software that comes with 3 licenses for home use. Or you can have a site license. A site license will tell you that you can use it at one particular location. You can buy a network license. A network license lets you use it throughout the entire network. Any computers that are located on that network. The more computers that are using a license, the more expensive the license is. Next, we're going to look at some file extensions. Picture versus sound. You have picture file extensions, the most common being a TIF, JPG, PNG, or GIF. If you ever see those at the end of a file name, that's letting you know that these are picture files. You also have sound files. You have a WAV, an MP3, a WMA, or an MIDI. There are new ones coming out, but these were the most common. If you come across these at the end of a file, that's telling you you are looking for sound. So if somebody tells you they want you to put something in that's a WMA file, you know you're inserting a sound file. If somebody is telling you they want to put in a JPG file, you know you're looking for a picture file. Some things in Excel I want to go over. Now, I've created a hyperlink to open up an Excel document, though it does take a moment to open. We're going to make this a little smaller so we can see what I want to go over in here. Okay, change the name of a workbook. First thing you need to know is these down here, where it says how to use, invoice, customers, those are considered workbook pages or workbook sheets. If you right-click on one, you can rename it. You would click rename, and then you would basically type in the new name. Hit enter, and you've renamed that workbook. The next thing, delete a sheet. To delete, you would click on the one you want to delete. You would move up to delete and delete it. The final thing I want to show you here is how to change cell formatting. A lot of times it's right here, Table Tools Design, and if you look, this is called currency. I can click this down arrow and I can change it to a general one. I can change it to accounting. I can change it to just a regular number. So if you're looking to change to currency, right in here where it looks at numbers is where you can do it. I'm going to get out of the actual presentation because the next few things I want to show you we need to actually see. First of all, you have an error 404. Website cannot be found. If you come across that error, that means that either the name you've typed in the name wrong, the web page may be down, or maybe the website just doesn't exist anymore. Domain name service is a DNS. That's going to take and give the pages a name because most of the web pages are numerical. Searches. When you're trying to search Google, if you do a minus sign, it excludes. If you do quotes, it looks for those specific words. And if you do quotes, use the word or, and do quotes again, it'll look for whatever your thing is. So let's show this. We're in here, we're going to go to Google. Okay, we want to look for dogs minus poodles. If you look, we don't get anything with poodles. If we want to look for a specific dog, we put in quotes. Then all we're going to get is poodles. If we do poodle or hound, now if you look, we've got poodle and hound. We've got different things that have both those words in or. Now if we do and, it'll look for anything with those both in them. Or gives you get the idea. Task Manager. Sometimes a program gets frozen and you need to get a different way. There are a couple of ways. The most common way is to hold down the Control, Alt, and Delete key all together. You will get to Task, and then you can click on Task Manager. I'm going to show you what it looks like. It'll tell you the things you have running. You can click on one. I don't want to actually end any of these tasks. Click End Task. If that doesn't work for you, if you right click, okay, so you go down to the bottom bar, right click, you can also get to Task Manager. Gives you the same exact screen. You can still end task. Also on the taskbar, if you want to change your time zone, you can right click down here, go to Adjust Time and Date, and then you can choose a different time zone. You can also change formats and things. The other way to do it is to actually click on the date, and you'll see time and date settings, and it takes you to the same place. Inserting a picture or a sound. We went over what they are, but if you're in PowerPoint, you need to go to Insert. They have audio, they have video. We're going to look at inserting a picture. So the first thing you're going to do is you would click Insert Picture. You would go to where you have pictures. Click on the picture you want, insert it. The other thing, if you want to insert a sound, you have to click Audio. I'm going to use audio from my PC. Then you get Audio Tools, and you can tell it how to do. I want it to play on click, how I want it to play. It hides it, and now we have that. Now, if I want to delete a slide. Now, here's the thing to remember. There's a lot of ways to delete a slide, but the thing to know when you delete a slide, if I'm deleting a slide that's in the middle of my presentation, that number doesn't disappear. If I delete slide 6 and I click delete, I'm still going to have a slide 6. It's just not going to be the slide that I originally had there. So notice that slide is gone. It's become something else. Finally, entrance diamond shape. This, you guys know how to add animations, and you know the difference diamond shaped. Okay. I know a lot of you you see diamond and that's where you want to go. But notice that's just diamond. That isn't diamond shape. What you actually have to do to get a shape is to click shape and then choose the way you want it to come in. So once you pick shape, you will get this little tool that'll let you tell which way you want it. You can go in, you can go out, depending on how they want you to do it. Finally, a couple of other just little things to know. If you find open source software, doesn't mean it's free, though a lot of it can be. It means that the person who created it is allowing you to edit their software. It means if you know how to do code, you can go in and recode their software or change their code to make it fit your needs. When you're emailing somebody, you have a CC, well, you know how to send, but CC means carbon copy, which means anytime you type something in CC, somebody can see who you sent it to. If you don't want them to know who you sent it to, you need to use the BCC line, which is blind carbon copy. BCC means the person can't see what you're doing. I know this is a lot of information. I'd like you to view this twice